I love greenhouses. Let me give you a tour of mine. You know, I just love my greenhouse. This time of year when it's cold outside, I can get a head start on spring and spend a lot of quality time out here with some of my little pets. This is where I keep some of my pet plants, so to speak. Like some of these citrus trees you can see over here. Just look at this one. This one's got a little yellow color to it. It's a satsuma, and I've got to give it a little more fertilizer. And some Epsom salts will help improve its color. I really want this dark green color. That's what I'm going for. This is a Myers lemon, isn't it a beauty? So this greenhouse is really cool because it's very manageable. So if you're thinking about getting one, think about the size. It doesn't take a lot to heat this little guy. It's 10 by 16 feet. And some of the amenities that I really like about it, I want to point out to you. Like I've got this curtain. It's actually a shade fabric, and I can pull this along like this. And when I stretch it out, I get a 50% reduction in the amount of sun coming through. Let me tell you, it can get really hot in here in the spring and summer. And so I often use the shade cloth. It gives the guys a little bit of protection. One of the other ways that I can modulate the environment in here is by this hand crank system here. Let me show you how I can open these vents. So I've got this little hand crank. The vents are closed right now, but I can easily open them by just twisting this. And during the summer, it gets really hot, I can leave these open all the time. All right, I'm gonna keep them closed now, but look on this side. I've got these vents that when it really heats up in here, what will happen is this is full of wax, and as the wax expands due to heat, what happens is it pushes that open, so it will automatically vent this greenhouse. So it's really a low-tech, very effective way to keep the temperature in here just at the right level. You see, once it cools off, the wax begins to harden and this automatically closes. Now, a couple of other things you gotta have. You gotta have water. So I've got a water spigot back here that I can hook up to 2 hoses. I could do a little drip system in here if I wanted to, but I just like to come in here and spray the plants down. I also have a heater here that I've got sitting on a metal table. It's electric, and I don't want it anywhere near water, and I want it elevated so there's no chance of fire burning any of my plants. And then over here I have this entire shelf, and this is where I've got lots of little things going on. I've got these tomatoes that are coming along, which I can't wait to plant out in the garden. I'm going to beat my neighbor in terms of who's going to bring tomatoes to the table first. Just look at this guy. I'm going to leave them in here for about another month and then I'll put them out. That's another advantage to having a greenhouse because you can start all these different things and get an early start on the spring by getting them going in here. And then I also have a place for my house plants, so I can change them out. I can bring them from inside the house out here. It's like taking them to a little day spa. They love it. I leave them out here for maybe, I don't know, a week, 10 days, maybe 3 weeks, and then switch them back and forth from inside the house. So it works really well in that regard too. Of course, another way I use the greenhouse is to start little seedlings. So in about another week, I'm going to start sowing some basil seed, some interesting, really hard to find tomatillos, and also some peppers and tomatoes, things like that. So it's really a useful place, and it's a lot of fun to be out here. You kind of be out here all by yourself. It's kind of your own space. Nobody's around to bother you. If you don't have a greenhouse, you ought to check into getting one. Hey, if you're enjoying these segments about the farm, just tell a friend about them and make sure you subscribe to eHow Home.